you work for commission or go the booth front route? It's a question that can make or break your barbering career, and trust me, it's not as straightforward as it seems. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand the ins and outs of commission and booth front, but also learn when it might be time to make that big switch. Okay, let's start with commission-based shops. In this setup, you're essentially an employee, earning a percentage of the services you provide. One of the biggest perks of working in commission is lower financial risk, especially if you're a new barber. If you're just starting out and you're building out your clientele, you won't have to pay a hefty booth front fee every week. Instead, you're only paying a percentage of what you earn. Let's say you're working in a shop with a 60% commission rate. If you cut a few heads and make $300 in a week, you only owe the shop $120. That leaves you with a nice $180 to put towards rent, groceries, or maybe that new fancy pair of clippers that you've been eyeing. Another pro, you have a built-in support system. When you work in a commission shop, you may be provided some things that you wouldn't have been provided in a booth front shop. Supplies such as neck strips, paper towels, and gloves may be at your disposal. For many barbers though, commission-based work provides a reliable paycheck. If you're hustling and you're working hard in a busy barbershop, you can count on a steady stream of income. This is especially helpful if you have bills to pay or things you like to splurge on, but don't want to worry about paying a more expensive overhead. You know, like that monthly Netflix subscription that you just can't seem to cancel, no matter how many times you say this the last month. Okay, I won't sugarcoat it. One of the main drawbacks is that you might end up spending more on commissions as your clientele grows. Remember that example where you made $300 in a week? Let's say your clientele grows to about $1,000 per week now. Keeping your previous commission rate at 60%, you're giving away $400 to the shop owner. I mean, that's a big chunk of your earnings. Yeah, let's not forget about flexibility or lack thereof. In a commission-based shop, your schedule isn't entirely your own. The more hours you work, the more money the owner makes. So if you're looking to come and go as you please, you might find yourself feeling tied down. There's also performance pressure. In a commission-based shop, your earnings are directly tied to how much you work. If you're not bringing in clients, your paycheck might take a hit. This can create a stressful environment, especially if you're just starting out and still trying to figure out your style. Okay, let's talk about booth front. This is where things get a little bit more independent. Of course, one of the most appealing aspects of booth front is the freedom it offers. You walk into the barbershop and instead of clocking in like a regular 9-to-5 job, you come in whenever you feel like it. You set your own hours, choose your own clients, and decide what services you offer and the price. I think this flexibility allows you to create a work-life balance that suits your lifestyle. Another huge advantage, you keep all your profits after you pay booth rent. Once you shout out your booth rent, everything you earn is completely yours. Let's say you charge $50 a haircut and your booth rent is $250. If you have 5 clients a day, that $250 will pay your rent and everything else is profit for the rest of the week. Compare that to commission work where you might only see a fraction of that amount. Renting out a booth also gives you the chance to gain valuable business management experience. I mean, you'll learn to handle your finances, market yourself effectively. You'll develop skills that can benefit you for years to come, whether you stay in the barber industry or decide to launch your own venture down the line. Who knew that cutting hair could turn you into a business mogul? Next thing you know, you'll be the next Vic Blends interviewing Tom Brady. Now, before you get too excited and start dreaming of your booth rent and empire, let me tell you, booth rent comes with its own set of challenges, starting with financial risk. As a booth renter, you're responsible for your own expenses, including rent and all the little things that add up. You know, like that fancy shampoo that you swear make your clients' hair shine like diamonds. If you have a slow week or a few cancellations, there's no safety net. Unlike commission-based work where you don't have to worry about a fixed overhead, booth rent means that you're riding the roller coaster of client traffic. One week you might be rolling in dough, the next week you might be wondering if you could get extra guac on your burrito. Of course, when you run a booth, you're gonna need to manage everything from your bookings to maintaining your daily equipment. Now let's say you run out of your favorite hair product right before your big appointment. Now you're scrambling and trying to find a replacement, and let's be real, nobody wants to use that random product that you bought on sale 3 months ago. Another downside is the potential risk of your reputation being tarnished. When you're a booth runner with clientele, rather than just cutting walk-ins on commissions while you grow, if something goes wrong and a client complains or an unexpected issue comes up, you're on your own and your reputation is at stake, not the barbershops. So what's my take on this? Let me share a bit of my personal experience. When I first stepped into the barbering world, I started off in a commission shop, and honestly, it was a great way to ease into the industry. I didn't have to worry about paying a fixed rate. I was focused on cutting hair and learning the ropes. At first, I loved the support system. My coworkers were always ready to share tips. I lent a hand when I was struggling with a tricky fade. But as time went on, I started to see that I was losing money and my clientele was growing. I was working hard, but my earnings were tied to how many clients I could bring in. If I had a super busy week, my paycheck would reflect it, and let's just say my wallet was not happy giving all the bread to the owner. After 8 months, I realized I was ready for a change. I had built a solid clientele, and I honestly was itching for more freedom. So I took the plunge and switched to booth rent. And oh man, I had to manage my schedule, handle my finances, and keep track of my clients. It was exciting at first, but also a bit overwhelming. I remember the first month I was on my own and I was running out of supplies left and right. I felt mad unorganized until I got the hang of it. Anyways, my point is that I learned a lot about myself and what it meant to actually be a business owner. I discovered the importance of marketing and how to attract new clients. That's when I started taking social media serious, and now you guys can see my following actually reflects it. Now, when it comes to making the switch, how do you know when it's time for you to make that switch from commission to booth rent? First, I recommend taking a good hard look at your client base. If you built a steady stream of clients who come back regularly, if you find yourself booking appointments constantly and your schedule is filled up, congrats. You might be ready to go to booth rent. But if you're struggling to fill in the chair, it might be worth sticking to commission for a little bit longer. If we're talking about numbers, you need to calculate your weekly earnings and subtract your business expenses. If you're constantly bringing in enough to cover booth rent and still have some money left over for quality of life, it's time to consider making a switch. For example, if you're making $800 a week and your expenses is $300 a week and your booth rent is $250, that leaves you with $250. Is that enough for you? If it is, then you know the answer. Timing is super important though, and I recommend waiting at least 2 to 3 months of steady income on commission before you decide to make the switch. This is going to give you a good amount of time to evaluate your earnings and ensure that you're not just jumping into the ocean without a life vest. So what, if you have a steady stream of clients, would you think booth rent is still the best option? And how do you handle slow weeks as a booth runner? Drop your comments below, and also don't forget to check out my last video, and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell, and thank you for watching.